the investment roller coaster with percents. We're just going to go over some of the things that we've been doing in class just to get a better handle of it. Now, with our investment roller coaster sheet, we started out with a stock price of $8.47. Now, the way stock market is, every day we can go up, it fluctuates, which means it changes either up or down. The pricing goes either up or down. With our sheet, we have a certain percentage that it tells us that the history of the stock has gone up or down. Now, the first year with this initial stock, it said that it went up 14%. Now, we know that we can't multiply this percent symbol. What do we do with that? We have to convert 14% to a decimal. With this, it's a whole number, so we know that the decimal sign is right next to the percentage sign. To change it into a decimal, we need to move it 2 spaces to the left. So we're going to then put it right here. So our 14% is converted into decimal by 0.14 or 0.14. We need to remember that this is in relationship to money. So 100%, if you think in terms of money, is 1.00 in decimal. If you think of this as a dollar, there's 100 pennies in $1. So any percent below 100 is always going to be like you would do change. If I have 99%, think of it as 99 cents. It's under 100, so the decimal place will be right in front of the numbers. The only time you will have a number in front of this decimal if you have more 100% or more. If I had 200%, let's say 200%, then we know that would be 2.00. For 2, think of it as $2. How many pennies in $2? 200. 200%. Alright, so now, with our chart, it says in 1991, this stock, remember I told you it's an IPO, an initial public offering stock, so it's the first time it's open for sale. It started out at the price of $8.47 in 1990. In 1991, it increased in 1 year's time by 14%. We determined that's 0.14. So at this point, you can get out your handy dandy calculator if you choose. So here we have a calculator also. Oh, we can't see that, so we'll just do it this way. We'll take the $8.47 and we need to multiply that. So you're multiplying the percent or the decimal by the balance or the unit, or actually the base price. What we need to call it is our base price in this instant, by 14. Alright, 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. Carry the 1. 4 times 3 is 32, plus 1, 33. Okay, 4 is tired, he's going to sleep. But 1 still has to visit with his upstairs neighbors. So 1 times 7 is 7. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 8 is 8. Now we add. 8. 8 plus 7, 15. Carry the 1. That's 8. 11. Alright, but I don't have a decimal place here. Where do I put my decimal? Okay. So how many spaces do I have to count for here? I have 1, 2 spaces here. 2 spaces. I have 1, 2 spaces here. So that means I have a total of 4 spaces total I need to move my decimal. Alright, we know that we always have that imaginary decimal start out right here. So I need to move it 4 spaces because I have 4 spaces for my decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bingo! Rewrite it. Your new number now is 1.1858. Now we're going to round our number to make it easier to use. How do we round this? Well, we know if we're talking money, we just use this two place values to the right of the decimal. We don't need to use these two because we don't have thousandths in dollars. Our closest is hundredths, which is pennies. So we need to look at this one right here. This number 5 will now determine whether this stays 8 or we can round up. When it's 5 or above, we go to the left and we round up. That means this 8 will now be a 9. So in rounding, we now have 1.19. And our unit is in dollars. So this is $1.19. Does this tell us the new price of the stock? No. What this tells us is this is the increase. This is the amount of increase. So at this point, there's another step. This was step 1. Now we go to step 2. We take our initial base price, which was $8.47. We add, because it's an increase, our stock went up, so it's an increase. That means increase means we're going to add. We're going to add the amount of the increase, which is $1.19. So 9 plus 7, 16, carry the 1, we have 6. This is addition, so you just bring down the decimal in this case because it's addition and subtraction. We don't move over spaces, we just bring it down. 8 plus 1 is 9. What does this amount tell us? This tells us this is the new value or price of the stock. So if we take $8.47 and if I told you that it increased by 14%, your one stock is now worth $9.66.